Hey everyone, I was just going to show everyone how to sublimate on a 20-ounce tumbler. A few people asked me how to do it using the bands, and then a few people asked how to use it with shrink wrap. And so, you know, some people use both, some people use neither. So I just thought I'd show you real quick. The tumbler that I'm going to be using today is a 20-ounce holographic. So if you look right here, it's a holographic or glitter 20-ounce tumbler. And so the cool thing about these is that they're kind of shimmery. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm in my garage because we're finishing up where I normally make them. But anyway, you can see how shimmery these are. These are great looking. What I always do is I always wipe down the tumbler first with a lint-free rag or a microfiber cloth so that you don't have any fingerprints, grease, or oils or anything on the tumbler. Now, I'm not saying you have to do everything I'm doing. It's just I'm showing you what I do. So then I measured the tumbler with one of these right here, and as you can see right here, these tumblers are 8 inches tall, and then they are 9.3 or 9.25. And so I measured 9.3 for the sheet of paper. So I'm doing a softball. So always make sure you mirror. It might not look mirrored to you, but it is mirrored actually. Mirror the thing. I use Otter Pro paper, and I have this paper for sale on my website and on my Etsy page. I'll put the links in the video. This paper is imported from Germany, and what I like about it is it's quick dry, and it throws a good amount of ink to the tumbler. So anyway, like I said, I did cut this, and by the way, I'm showing you in an oven method, not a heat press. So like I said, I did measure the paper ahead of time, and you want it to be just enough to cover the entire thing. I will say that one of the techniques, if you're doing a full wrap, this isn't a full wrap, as you can see. There's a ton of white space on here, but if you're doing a full wrap, I highly recommend that you end the paper a little bit short of the curve at the bottom. You can see how there's a gap right here, or where the tumbler curves at the bottom. If you can stop just a little bit above it, higher than I did on this one, because then what will happen is sublimation is all about air bubbles, and if there's an air bubble, then the gas from the ink turns into a gas and adheres to the tumbler. And what happens is, if there's any type of air bubble or crease, then you're going to see ghosting. And so if you stop above the bottom, then you won't have that curve. And so when you press or wrap the tape around here, you won't have creases. So anyway, I make sure I wrap it like so, and I get a piece of tape, and I put it just on like this. I didn't even attach it yet, but I put it just on that, and then I push as tight as I can go right across. So you can see I use this clear blue tape. I do sell both kinds of tapes, so if you want the original orange stuff or the blue stuff, I recommend the blue stuff, but I do sell both of them just in case at guesswhogifts.com. But anyway, so get that first piece of tape on there. I lay it flat on my little, whatever you call this, rag or whatever, and then you just put the piece of tape on the one side. I don't know if you can see that, like so. And then I just kind of press to make sure it's as tight as possible. And then I fold this little piece over right here like this. You don't want a bunch of paper over the edge or over this side. Like I said, I normally stop a little bit shorter than this. I guess I didn't quite measure good enough. Seeing the nice clean white line at the bottom is what a lot of my customers like. Then I put another piece of tape right there. As you can see, I didn't even tape it down yet. And then I pull it really tight. The tighter your your paper is to the tumbler, the better. And you can see then I folded it over like so. And so you can see right here how there's a little bit of overhang. That's what you want to stop from the paper from having that overhang. This isn't a full wrap, so it doesn't matter. But then what I do is I take my tape. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. I take the tape and I leave it on the reel and I put it right here like this. And then I pull extremely tight and go all the way around the bottom. Sorry for my faces. Like so. And I make sure I pull extremely tight so you can see now it's all the way around. And then fold it over. And I'll show you in a second. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. But if I would have stopped the paper shorter, you would have less creases in the paper at the bottom. So if y'all can see that, there's little creases all along the bottom. If this was a full wrap, you would see the little white marks from where the crease is. Maybe you can see that little crease in the paper. So if you want to try to get rid of those, roll it maybe on the table. But again, if you stop the paper a little bit shorter, you would see a white line all around, but it'd be a clean, crisp white line instead of ghosting. So that's how I recommend to do it. And then the same thing you take for the top. Because the top does, obviously the paper stops right there, you want to get this thicker tape like this and tightly pull on the tape dispenser all the way around like so. Oh, I stopped a little short. But you can see I'm basically going all the way around as tight as possible. And then I'm just going to fold it over. So when you fold it over on the top, it stops the gas or the ink from being able to escape the tumbler. So then here's kind of what the final product looks like. And now you have two different methods. I do sell these bands, again, at guesswhogifts.com. These are 1-inch bands instead of the small, skinny. A lot of people use these skinny bands, but I'll show you why I don't like these as much. When you use the skinny bands, and you go to put it around, it barely covers the top, right? See how it barely covers that top? So what I recommend is these thick 1-inch bands, like here, and then mine have my website on it, guesswhogifts.com. But you can take it and just go like that, and then you can see I leave just a little bit all at the top so that it bends over and compresses the top, so that you don't have those air bubbles. So then I take the same thing towards the bottom. Now you could just do it like this. You can use more bands, or you can use more tape around it. Some people use painter's tape, and some people even take. So I sell 30-ounce shrink wrap, and the 30-ounce shrink wrap will even fit over this entire tumbler. Let me show you. You could even just fit it just like that. Now, a lot of people don't like the shrink wrap. I will say, not all shrink wrap is created equal. There's some that melts really, really quick, and there's some that does not. And this, I think, is a better, it's not super high heat, but it's not gonna melt when you put it at 350 or 360 degrees. So, now that my tumbler's in here, I'll get my heat gun and I will shrink wrap this. I'm not gonna do it because my cord won't reach this long, but you would shrink wrap this, put it in the oven for 6 minutes, between 6 and 6.5 minutes. Some people rotate it. I put it in, rotate and flip halfway through. So about 3 minutes, 25 seconds. At 350 to 360 degrees. Anyone that tells you to go hotter than that, you can go a little hotter, but for shorter time. But I recommend 6 to 6.5 minutes at 350 to 360 degrees. And use an internal thermometer, not whatever the oven tells you. Use the thermometer to tell you what the actual temperature is. And then you'll have a perfect tumbler every single time. I hope this helps. And again, thanks for visiting Guess Who Gifts. YouTube channel, and go online and check us out at guesswhogifts.com. Have a great day.